entertain the Texas Rangers on Tuesday night. And in the top of the first, Texas breaks out to the quick lead with runners on first and third and one out. Julio Franco hits the ground ball to Manuel Lee at short, but he has trouble getting the ball out of his glove. And as a result, the double play not turned, and Brian Downing comes in to score on the force play. It's 1-0 Texas. Ed Sprague, the Blue Jay third baseman, filling in for Kelly Gruber, who's on the DL, with a great stop here in the top of the fourth. On this Gary Pettis smash, he throws to second to get the force play. Then in the top of the fifth, the score still 1-0. Steve Buechele up for the Rangers, and he would drill this single off Toronto starter Jimmy Key. Ruben Sierra comes in to score to make it 2-0, and then as Devon White, the center fielder, has problems picking up the ball, his error enables Julio Franco to come in to score, and it's 3-0 Texas. In the bottom half of the fifth, the Blue Jays get those 2 runs back on Roberto Alamar's second home run of the year. This is a 2-run shot off Texas starter Kenny Rogers, and it cuts Texas's lead to 3-2 as the home run goes off the screen at the foul pole. But that would be the final score, as Bobby Valentine's Rangers would hold on to the victory. Jeff Russell would get the final 4 outs of this game. He retires Alamar on a flyout to left field with a tying run on third base to end this one. As Texas wins 3-2, Rogers the winner 1-3. Key is the loser 4-2. Russell gets his 6th save as the Rangers have beaten Toronto in 7 of their last 8 meetings.
Ontario, Canada. On Saturday afternoon, the Toronto Blue Jays host the Chicago White Sox. 1-0 Chicago. Robin Ventura batting in the first inning. Dave Stieb on the mound for Toronto. And this is a base hit single. The liner into left field. Plate Lance Johnson. 2-0. Toronto trails after 1. Matt Marullo, top of the second inning, would make a blooper because Mark Whitten pop-up. Well, that retractable roof is open on the sunny day, and Marullo had the sun get in his eyes. A milestone for starter veteran Charlie Huff of Chicago. He strikes out Glenn Allen Hill in the second inning for career strikeout number 2,000. 2-0 Chicago leads it in the fourth inning when Toronto gets their game faces on. It's Mark Whitten at the plate against Huff, and Whitten lines a triple down the left field line and into the corner. A stumbling, bumbling Pat Tabler comes across the plate to make it 2-1 Chicago in front of Toronto. The Blue Jays continue in the fourth inning with Glenn Allen Hill, this time hitting a 2-run home run. The left field blast, his second homer of the year, plates 2, and Toronto leads it 3-2 through 4. Bottom 5, Ron Kokovice, the catcher for Chicago, forgets to catch this pop-up of Joe Carter, and a run scores. Ed Sprague crosses the plate, and it's 4-2 Toronto through 5. Dave Stieb, 20-4 lifetime against Chicago, continues his dominant strikeout rate. Kokovice in the fourth inning of play. Toronto would win it by a final of 5-2 as Stieb 4-2 in the year, Huff 0-2, and Dwayne Ward earns his 10th save.
Toronto, Canada. On Sunday afternoon, the Toronto Blue Jays hosting the Chicago White Sox. We start in the bottom of the first inning. A funny little play here. Roberto Alamar bunts the ball. When the ball is called foul, Carlton Fisk trips and then hands the ball to his starting pitcher, Greg Hibbard. Then in the top of the second inning, Jimmy Key throws behind Robin Ventura of Chicago. The Blue Jays get on the board first. Moving now to the bottom of the second inning, Ed Sprague of Toronto will line a single to left center field, scoring Kenny Williams from third base, the first Major League RBI for Ed Sprague, and Toronto led 1-0. Then later in the bottom of the second inning, Rene Gonzalez lines a double to left field. Tim Raines can't come up with the ball. Pat Borders and Ed Sprague score, and Toronto led 3-0. The beneficiary of all these runs, starting and winning pitcher Jimmy Key of Toronto. Here in the top of the third inning, he strikes out Corey Snyder. Key improves his record to 5-2. He went 7 innings, allowing only 2 runs on 7 hits, and he struck out 7 batters. Moving now to the bottom of the fourth inning, Ed Sprague does it again. Here he lines a single to left center field, scoring Glenn Allen Hill from third base, his second RBI of the game, and Toronto led 4-0. Then in the top of the fifth inning, the White Sox finally get on the board. Frank Thomas lines a single to right field, scoring Scott Fletcher and Tim Raines, making the score 4-2. And that would be the final score. The Blue Jays defeat the White Sox 4-2.
Toronto Blue Jays play host to the Kansas City Royals. Pick up action here in the top of the second inning. Todd Stottlemyre strikes out Kurt Stillwell, looking to end the second inning. Stottlemyre went 8 1/3, allowing just 2 runs while striking out 4 batters. In the bottom of the third inning, Roberto Alamar hits a double into the gap in left center field. Devon White and Ray Gianelli both score. RBIs number 14 and 15 for Alamar. And the Blue Jays take a 2-0 lead. Then the bottom of the fourth inning, Manuel Lee comes up and hits a triple into the gap in right center field. This ball goes all the way to the wall as Greg Myers scores. RBI number 6 for Lee, and the Blue Jays go on top by a score of 3-0. In the top of the fifth inning, the Royals get one back when Kurt Stillwell comes up and hits a single into left field. Warren Cromartie will score, and the Blue Jays lead is cut to 3-1. The Jays get their final run of the evening when Joe Carter comes up in the bottom of the fifth inning, and he belts out a solo home run to center field, number 5 for Carter, as the Jays take a 4-1 lead. They go on to win this one by a score of 4-2. Todd Stottlemyre gets the win, his record now 5-1. Storm Davis with the loss, his record drops to 2-4, and Dwayne Ward picks up his 12th save of the season.
4 in the top of the second inning, with Toronto already up 2-1. Devon White led a single to right field, knocking in Rene Gonzalez on a close plate home plate, and the Blue Jays led 3-1. Then in the bottom of the third inning, the craziness began. Matt Marola with a slow ground ball to shortstop. Rene Gonzalez threw away the ball past John Olerud. This allowed Lance Johnson to score. Then Olerud picked up the ball and threw past catcher Greg Myers, allowing Frank Thomas to score. And the game was tied at 3. Not exactly one for the Blue Jay highlight film, as errors were given to Gonzalez at short and Olerud at first base. Then at the top of the fifth inning, Olerud redeemed himself with a solo home run to right field off Chicago starter Jack McDowell. It was Olerud's 5th home run and his 13th RBI. And we'll take another look at the home run swing of John Olerud that gave Toronto a 4-3 lead at the top of the 5th inning. We'll show you the whole replay. As coming out of the replay, the right next pitch by Jack McDowell went behind Mark Whitten. Whitten then charged the mound and clocked McDowell with a right by his left eye. Both benches then cleared, and a full-fledged brawl broke out. And eventually, after order was restored, both Whitten and McDowell were ejected from the game. And as you can see, McDowell wasn't looking all that hot. And here's another look at the beginning of the brawl, as Whitten charged the mound and definitely connected with a right to McDowell's left eye, and then the brawl ensued. When the game resumed in the bottom of the 5th inning, another crazy play, as Matt Marolo came up with another single, this time to right field, and Robin Ventura tried to score, but Kenny Williams threw him out at home plate. A big collision with Pat Borders, and the game remained 4-3 Toronto. In the bottom of the 6th inning, a sac fly by Ozzie Guillen made the score 4-4. Then Lance Johnson lined a single to left field, knocking in Joey Cora for 4th RBI this season. Chicago led 5-4. That was the final. Ken Passon got the winner for the White Sox. He's 1-0. Mike Timlin got the loss for Toronto. He's 3-2. And Bobby Thigpen picked up his 8th save.
Top of the 4th, Kirk Dressendorfer, 2 straight 4 outings, and you can make it a 3rd. Greg Myers, the 3-run double. Blue Jays lead at 6-0 after 3.5. Dressendorfer yanked after allowing 6 runs. Bottom of the 5th, Jose Canseco, who earlier hit a solo homer. Jim Acker gets him looking there. Jays lead 6-3. When top of the 6th, can do, can't do on that ball from Devon White, the triple. Blue Jays go up 8-3. And you see the final score. Blue Jays win it 11-7. Acker the winner, Dressendorfer the loser. And Devon White, as we mentioned and showed you the 2-run triple. Mookie Wilson 3 for 5, 2 RBI on the night.
In the bottom of the 1st inning, it's Jose Canseco as he picks up his 19th RBI of the season. As he takes his Dave Steve pitch into the left center field gap for a double. Ricky Henderson comes around to score, and the Oakland A's have a 1-0 lead. Still in the bottom of the 1st, Ernest Riles hits a ground ball to John Olerud that looks like a 3-6-1 double play, but no Dave Steve comes off the bag. First base ump calls him safe. This allows Jose Canseco to score, and it's 2-0 A's. In the top of the 4th inning, Roberto Alamar steals his 100th career base, and then Joe Carter bloops a single into right field, scoring Alamar. This cut the A's lead to 2-1. Oakland A's starter Mike Moore had 7 strikeouts through 6 innings. Here in the top of the 6th inning, he strikes out Devon White. Devon White doesn't like the call, but it's strikeout number 7 for Moore. Then it's Dave Stieb. Here he strikes out Ernest Riles for his 7th of the game, and it's 2-1 after 7 innings.
Thanks, J.D. I'll take it from here, and oh baby, we have a good contest, and I mean Oh, baby. It's Oakland 2 and Toronto 1 into the ninth inning of play when Dennis Eckersley would be the star. On the mound in relief, man on first, one out, pinch runner Kenny Williams is picked off first base, a heinous act, and that makes 2 outs in the ninth. Now we quickly cut to the last out as Glenn Allen Hill is struck out to end it. Dennis Eckersley earns his 11th save. Dave Stieb 4-4, the loser. Mike Moore, the winner, 6-2. Oakland wins 2-1.
Afternoon in Toronto, Mark Whitten of the Blue Jays serving the last day of his suspension. 2 outs, bottom first inning. Gary Gaetti will hit a solo homer off of David Wells into the left field seats, his 7th home run of the year, and the Angels jump out to a quick 1-0 lead. Move now to the bottom of the second inning. The Angels get a couple more runs. Luis Sojo with a double off the top of the left field wall. Dave Winfield will come in to score from second base. Junior Felix will take a wide turn at third base. He tries to get back to the bag, but Ed Sprague will tag him out. And that would be costly as Dick Schofield will get a base hit that will score Sojo from second base. RBI number 8 for Dickie Schofield, and the Angels' lead is now 3-0 after 2. Top of the third inning, the Blue Jays do get a run. Kenny Williams with a home run to left field, his first of the year, just fair. RBI number 2. It's now 3-1 California. Move now to the bottom of the third inning. Dave Winfield will double to left field off of Wells. Dave Parker comes in to score RBI 25 for Winfield. 4-1 California. Junior Felix drove in Winfield, and it's 5-1 after 3. 5-2 now in the bottom of the fifth inning. 2 outs. Dave Winfield, who went 3 for 3 in this game, hits a solo homer off of Mike Timlin. To left field, his 6th of the year, his 384th of his career. And the Angels' lead over the Blue Jays is up to 6-2. Things are looking pretty good for the Angels in this ball game, as Mark Langston would be on the mound for the Mariners. Langston would throw his 3rd complete game of the year. In the top of the 9th inning, he strikes out Ed Sprague for his 8th strikeout victim. That ended the ball game. The California Angels defeated the Toronto Blue Jays by that final score of 6-2. Langston picks up his 5th straight win and ups his record to 6-1. Wells, on the other hand, drops to 5-4. But all is happy in California as the Angels win 6-2.
Senior and the Baltimore Orioles hosting the Toronto Blue Jays in Saturday night action. We start in the top of the first inning. Rance Mulliniks lines a single to right field, scoring Roberto Alamar from third base. RBI number 7 for Mulliniks, and Toronto led 1-0. Then in the top of the third inning, Joe Carter loops a single to left center field, scoring Devine White. RBI number 32 for Carter, and the Blue Jays led 2-0. Moving now to the bottom of the third inning, Mike Devereaux will line a triple over Joe Carter's head in right field. Carter misplays the ball. This scores Billy Ripken, and the score was 2-1 Toronto. Devereaux would later score in the inning, and the score was tied 2-2 after 3 innings. Then in the top of the fifth inning, Dwight Evans makes a good sliding, tumbling catch on Joe Carter's line drive to right field. A nice play by Dwight Evans in right field. Then in the top of the 8th inning, the Blue Jays take the lead. Manny Lee hits a single to left field, and this scores Greg Myers with the go-ahead run, and Toronto led 3-2. Then later in the top of the 8th inning, with Toronto now leading 6-2, Joe Carter hits a 2-run single to left field, scoring Devon White and Mookie Wilson. RBIs number 33 and 34 for Carter, and Toronto led 8-2. The Blue Jays score 6 runs in the top of the 8th inning. Then in the bottom of the 9th inning, with the score 8-2 Toronto, Sam Horn belts a pinch hit 2-run home run to center field, his 9th home run of the year, but the Blue Jays hold on and win 8-4.
Cleveland, Joe Carter returning to Cleveland as his Toronto Blue Jays play the Cleveland Indians. In the top of the second inning, Cleveland Indian pitcher Greg Swindell will strike out the side. Here he gets Pat Borders to end the top of the second. Toronto comes up with a run in the top of the third inning. Roberto Alamar with the slow grounder. Felix Fermin with the play. But Manny Lee will score, making it 1-0. Toronto with the lead. David Wells pitched 8 innings for the Toronto Blue Jays, giving up 1 run on 4 hits, striking out 6. Here he gets Luis Medina in the bottom of the 5th inning. Good defense behind David Wells in this game. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Roberto Alamar with the nice play on this chopper by Mike Huff. Roberto Alamar with the off-balance throw to nail Mike Huff at first. Indians tie the game up at 1 in the bottom of the 8th. Jerry Brown with the base hit. Alex Cole, who was pinch running for Joel Skinner, will score as he trips rounding third base. And the game is tied at 1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Great defensive play in the top of the 9th. Mike Huff will dive for this ball hit by Pat Tabler. Mike Huff of the Cleveland Indians coming up with a great defensive play in the top of the 9th inning off the bat of Pat Tabler. In the bottom of the 9th, the game is tied at 1. Cleveland has a chance to win the game. Runners on first and third, nobody out. Brooke Jacoby with the ground ball to Manny Lee, who throws it to bat borders to nail Felix Fermin. And we go into extra innings, tied at 1. Game remained a 1-1 tie until the bottom of the 12th inning. Ken Daly on the mound for the Blue Jays. He will hit Alex Cole with the bases loaded. Carlos Vallega will score. Indians win 2-1 in 12 innings. Winning pitcher was Sean Hilligus. He's 2-0. Losing pitcher was Jim Acker. He's 1-4.
Cleveland, the Indians are hosting the Toronto Blue Jays. Jimmy Key started out well. Here he retires his 6th straight, ending the bottom of the 2nd inning, striking out Chris James looking. That was his 3rd strikeout of the game. Now in the top of the 3rd, the Blue Jays get on the board. Joe Carter grounds one to short with runners on first and second. Mark Lewis's throw after the force play at second is wide, and the error scores Roberto Alamar, making it 1-0 Toronto. Charles Nagy pitched a great game in a losing effort. He allowed just that one unearned run and only 7 hits there in the top of the 7th. You see him striking out Roberto Alamar to end the inning. Now we go to the top of the 8th inning where Nagy gets some defensive help on a line drive by John Olerud. Chris James makes a somewhat awkward but nice diving catch. It was still 1-0 Toronto, and that turned out to be the final score as Jimmy Key retired the last 20 batters he faced. Key picked up a complete game 2-hit shutout here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He gets Joel Skinner to ground out to third base. That ends the 8th. And then we'll go to the bottom of the 9th inning with the score still 1-0. Key will get Jerry Brown to fly out to right field to end the game. Key had 5 strikeouts in the game, allowed just 2 hits and no runs. The final 1-0 Toronto. The winner Key is 10-2. The loser Charles Nagy is now 2-7. Once again, that final score 1-0 Blue Jays.
The Dome is open as the Toronto Blue Jays and the Baltimore Orioles wrap up their weekend series. Pick up action here in the bottom of the 1st inning with the Blue Jays already up 1-0. Joe Carter sends one deep to left center field. It falls for a double. Kelly Gruber scores, and the Blue Jays go on top by a score of 2-0. Then still in the bottom of the 1st inning, Rance Mullinax will come up, and Mullinax will drive a double to left field. Joe Carter will score, and the Blue Jays lead is extended to 3-0. But in the top of the 2nd inning, the Orioles come back. Bob Melvin, who was 5 for 5 yesterday for the Orioles, goes 6 for his last 6. As here he'll come up and double to the left field corner. Randy Milligan scores, and the Toronto lead is cut to 3-1. The Orioles would add one on a fielder's choice and another on a sacrifice fly. And these two teams were knotted up at 3 apiece as they moved on to the top of the 3rd inning. In the top of the 3rd inning, with the game still tied at 3, Cal Ripken comes up and belts a 2-run home run to left field. Home run number 13 for Ripken. Brother Billy was on base, and he also scores. And the Orioles go on top by a score of 5-3. A couple of batters later, Leo Gomez would step up, and Gomez will hit a 2-run home run. This one going out in left field. Home run number 2 for Gomez. It was also his 2nd career home run, as Randy Milligan also scores, and the Orioles extend their lead to 7-3. But Toronto comes back in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Joe Carter comes up and belts a 3-run home run. This one going out to left center field. Home run number 12 for Carter, as Roberto Alamar and Kelly Gruber both score, and the Orioles lead is cut to 7-6. In the top of the 5th inning, the Orioles add some insurance when Randy Milligan comes up and belts a solo home run. This one going out in left center field. Home run number 6 for Milligan, and the Orioles lead is extended to 8-6. The big blast though will come in the top of the 7th inning with the Orioles up 9-8. Joe Orsulak belts a grand slam home run to right field. Home run number 3 for Orsulak, as Cal Ripken, Randy Milligan, and Leo Gomez all score. and the Orioles take a 13-8 lead. That would be the final score as Todd Froworth gets the win, his record 1-0. Dwayne Ward with the loss, his record drops to 0-3.
At Toronto, an older version of Buddy Camarado at the game, as the Toronto Blue Jays take on the New York Yankees. In the bottom of the first inning, it's Rance Mulliniks with the single to right center field. Roberto Kelly misplays the ball, and coming around to score all the way from first base will be Joe Carter, and the Toronto Blue Jays take a 1-0 lead. Still in the bottom of the first inning, it's Greg Myers here with the single to right field. It bounces over Mel Hall as he misplays it. Coming in to score will be Rance Mulliniks and John Olerud, and the Toronto Blue Jays jump out to a 3-0 lead. In the top of the second inning, the Yankees will get one run back. Matt Noakes with a deep home run to right field off of Todd Stottlemyre. For Noakes, it's his 10th home run of the season, and the Blue Jays led it 3-1. Then, in the bottom of the fourth inning, Joe Carter here on the first pitch from Tim Leary hits this upper deck job to left field for his 13th home run of the season, and the Blue Jays took a 4-1 lead. And Phil Rizzuto was serving pastries to his colleagues between innings. Then in the bottom of the fifth inning, it's Joe Carter once again, his second home run of the night, 14th on the season, and the Blue Jays took a 5-1 lead. They later added another run in the inning, making it 6-1 Blue Jays. The fan of the night, possibly of the year, is this fan in Toronto after catching Joe Carter's home run ball. Goes absolutely wild. He was running up and down the aisles, and the fans looked like they were loving it. The Jays would go on to win this game 6-1. Tom Henke mops up in the ninth inning, striking out Pat Sheridan to end it. The win is Stottlemyre 8-2. The loser Tim Leary 3-7.
Sunday afternoon at Toronto, the band was playing as the Blue Jays played host to the Cleveland Indians. Bottom of the first inning, Joe Carter continues his hot month of June as he hits a solo homer to left field off of Tom Candiotti, his 17th homer of the year, RBI number 50 for Carter. That gave Toronto a 1-0 lead. In the month of June, Carter has already hit 11 home runs, and that ties a Toronto Blue Jays club record. Top of the third inning now, Mike Timlin will get some defensive help as Roberto Alamar will range way to his right to get the Felix Fermin ground ball in the hole, and his throw will beat Fermin to the bag. A great play by the Blue Jays' second baseman, Roberto Alamar. Bottom of the fourth inning now, Manny Lee with a line drive at Tom Candiotti. Felix Fermin fields it but collides with teammate Mark Lewis. Dave Phillips tries to get out of the way, but it's too late, and it goes as an infield hit. Still the same inning, 2 on now. Mike Aldretti will get twisted around in left field, but he makes the reaching grab on Mookie Wilson's bid for extra bases and knocking in a couple of runs, but Aldretti stops it, and still 1-0 Toronto after 4. Top of the sixth inning now, Mark Lewis with a base hit that goes off of Jim Acker's glove, and that allowed Chris James to come in to score and tie the game up at 1 apiece. Bottom of the sixth, Manny Lee with a sacrifice fly to left field. In comes Glenn Allen Hill as he tags and scores 2-1 Toronto. They add a run on a bases-loaded walk to make it 3-1. And then Tom Henke gets Felix Fermin to ground out to end the ball game. The Blue Jays win 3-1, taking over first place in the American League East. McDonald, the winner, he's 1-0. Candiotti, the loser, he's 7-6. Henke, his 11th save.
A matinee from the Sky Dome on Monday as the Tribe and the Blue Jays finish up their extended weekend set. Here in the bottom of the first inning with Toronto already up 1-0. That was Rance Mulliniks hitting a single into center field. Roberto Alamar scores, and the Blue Jays lead it 2-0. And the red-hot Joe Carter in the bottom of the third inning reaches down and hits a ground rule double down the left field line. He would later score on a sacrifice fly, and Toronto has the 3-0 lead. In the top of the fifth inning, Cleveland comes back. Chris James with a double to the gap in right center field brings home Mike Huff and Jerry Brown, and the Blue Jay lead is cut to 3-2. Then the top of the sixth inning, Jeff Manna with a ground ball to third base. Ed Sprague can't come up with it. Carlos Baerga scores, and the game is tied at 3 apiece. In the bottom of the eighth inning, the Blue Jays take the lead for good. Pat Tambler with a sacrifice fly into center field. Devon White scores, and Toronto takes a 4-3 lead. Then the top of the ninth inning, Tom Henke gets the last out by picking off Alex Cole from first base as Toronto wins the game 4-3. Square off in the Metrodome on Wednesday evening as Tom Kelly and the Twins play host to the Toronto Blue Jays. Here in the top of the first inning, Roberto Alamar will hit a triple into the gap in left center field. Devon White will score, RBI number 32 for Alamar, and the Blue Jays are on top by a score of 1-0. Then Joe Carter will come up, and Carter will hit a double to left field. This will bring home Roberto Alamar from third base, RBI number 52 for Joe Carter, and Toronto extends their lead to 2-0. In the top of the fourth inning, Toronto adds to that lead when Devon White will step up, and he will hit a triple off the wall in center field. Glenn Allen Hill on first base will score easily, RBI number 29 for White, and the Blue Jays go on top by a score of 3-0. Then Joe Carter comes up and he collects his third hit of the game with a single into left field. Devon White scores, RBI number 53 for Carter. The Blue Jays take a 4-0 lead. David Wells pitched a fine ball game, and he was bidding for his first career shutout. But in the bottom of the eighth inning, with the Blue Jays up 5-0, Chili Davis ruins it as he hits his league-leading 15th home run, a 2-run shot to left field, and Toronto's lead is cut to 5-2. They win it by that score. Wells with the win, his record 9-4. Guthrie with the loss, his record drops to 5-4. And Tom Henke picks up his 13th save of the season.
Friday is the Blue Jays and the Mariners. Top of the first inning, new acquisition Tom Candiotti on the mound for Toronto. And Ken Griffey Jr. greets him as he hits the knuckleball for a base hit to left field. Harold Reynolds, who walked earlier, comes in to score RBI 32 for Griffey, 1-0 Seattle. And then Pete O'Brien will follow that up with a ground rule double to center field off of Candiotti. Griffey comes in to score, and Seattle's lead over the Blue Jays is 2-0. Seattle's manager Jim Lefebvre in the dugout, enjoying his chew. Top of the sixth inning, Jay Buhner at the plate for Seattle, and he rips a solo homer to left field off of Tom Candiotti. His 9th home run of the season, RBI number 28 for Buhner. The Mariners up 3-0. Candiotti lasted 6 innings, giving up 3 runs. Meanwhile, Bill Kruger only allowed 2 Blue Jays hits through 6, and in the 7th, Kelly Gruber hits a solo homer to left field, his 6th home run of the year, and that cut Seattle's lead to 3-1. Bottom 9th, John Olerud off of first base, but Mike Jackson strikes out Derek Bell looking to call third strike. Seattle wins 3-1. Kruger the winner, he's 5-3. Candiotti loses his first start with the Blue Jays. Jackson is 13th save.
From beautiful Toronto, Canada on Tuesday night, the Blue Jays hosting the Minnesota Twins. We start in the top of the second inning with no score. Mike Pagliarulo at the plate for the Twins. Shane Mack on first base. Mack breaks for second, and Pagliarulo hits a single to left center field. Mookie Wilson bobbles the ball, an error on Wilson on the play, and Shane Mack scores all the way from first base, giving the Twins a 1-0 lead. The Twins made the score 2-0 on a sacrifice fly by Chili Davis in the top of the third inning. Then in the bottom of the third inning, the Blue Jays would get on the board. An unusual source for power, Rene Gonzalez, belts a solo home run to left field, his first home run of the year, and this made the score 2-1. And when Gonzalez passes home, he gets a kick on the pants from teammate Devon White. We now take a look into the Twins bullpen. That's starting pitcher Scott Erickson. He was placed on the 15-day disabled list today because of a sore right elbow. Moving on to the bottom of the fifth inning, a funny play. Devon White of Toronto steals second base, and Jim McKeon, the second base umpire, slips and falls on the play. And you can see Devon White having a good laugh. Here's another look at it. White steals the base, and there goes Jim McKeon to the ground. In the Toronto dugout, however, Derek Bell didn't think this was too funny. He was having trouble staying awake. But Bell had enough energy to score the tying run in the bottom of the eighth inning, with Minnesota leading 3-2. Manny Lee will bloop a single to left center field. It scores Bell from second base, and this ties the score 3-3. Then in the bottom of the ninth inning, with the bases loaded, Rance Mulliniks wins it for the Blue Jays with a single to center field. It scores Devon White from third with the winning run. The Blue Jays defeat the Twins 4-3. Toronto on Wednesday night as the Blue Jays host the Twins. We start in the bottom of the first inning. Joe Carter belts a 2-run home run to left field. Home run number 18, RBIs number 56 and 57 for Carter, and the Blue Jays led 2-0. Then in the bottom of the third inning, it was Carter once again. Here he belts a solo home run to left field, his 19th of the year, RBI number 58 for Carter, and this gave the Blue Jays a 3-0 lead. Moving now to the top of the fourth inning, the starting and winning pitcher in this game was Tom Candiotti, who picked up his first win as a Blue Jay. He went 7 innings, allowing no runs on 6 hits, and he struck out 7 batters. Here he strikes out Scott Leyes to end the top of the 4th inning. We move now to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Blue Jays get another insurance run. Devon White at the plate for Toronto. He will belt a solo home run to left field, his 4th of the year. RBI number 32 for White, and the Blue Jays led 4-0. The next batter up in the bottom of the 4th inning was Roberto Alamar. And this is what Alan Anderson did. He threw it right at Alamar. Anderson was ejected from the game for this incident. Roberto Alamar, the starting second baseman in the All-Star game for the American League, not happy about the hit by pitch. Then in the top of the 7th inning, Roberto Alamar well enough to make this great play on Al Newman. The Blue Jays win 4-0 over the Twins.
Independence Day greetings from north of the border in Toronto. It's the Twins and the Blue Jays. Runners at the corner, nobody out, top of the 2nd when Junior Ortiz hits the ground ball to 3rd. The Jays get 1, but Ortiz beats the throw to first base. Pedro Munoz scored, and it's 1-0 Minnesota. That would be all the scoring in the game as David West shut down the Blue Jays. He's making his first appearance of the season due to injuries and catches Devon White looking at a called 3rd strike to end the 3rd. He had 5 strikeouts in the game. Jack Morris gets a little crazy in the dugout with Chuck Knobloch. Top of the 6th inning, Devon White will race after Kirby Puckett's fly ball to left center field, and he'll make the nice running catch on the warning track for the out. Top of the 7th inning now. Jimmy Key had a strong game for the Blue Jays. He went 7 1/3 innings, allowing only 7 hits, and here's one of his 3 strikeouts, getting Greg Gagne to end the 7th. Bottom of the 7th now, man on 3rd base at 2 outs for the Blue Jays. When West used his glove on this play, fielding Pat Borders' comebacker, he throws him out at first. West allowed 2 hits in his 7 innings. Steve Bedrosian worked a scoreless 8th, and Rick Aguilera did the same in the 9th, getting Rob Ducey to fly out to end the game. The Twins win 1-0, ending the Blue Jays' 5-game winning streak. David West is 1-0. Jimmy Key drops to 10-4. Rick Aguilera had his 21st save.
Fans at the Kingdome in Seattle on Friday evening as the Seattle Mariners host the Toronto Blue Jays. In the 5th inning of play, a scoreless game, Brian Holman pitching to Mookie Wilson. And this is an infield single for Wilson. More importantly, Rob Ducey scores from 3rd base, 1-0 Toronto halfway through the contest. And Todd Stottlemyre throwing nothing but zeros, getting Jay Buhner to strike out to end the 5th inning, and through the middle innings it was 1-0 Toronto. Matching Stottlemyre pitch for pitch just about is Brian Holman, here getting Rob Ducey to ground out first base to pitcher to end the 2nd inning. Bottom of the 7th, Dave Valley opens up with a triple, but it's a gift triple. Look at Devon White and Joe Carter playing Alphonse Gaston with the baseball. Valley's on 3rd base with none out, the tying run. But now there are 2 outs. Bob McDonald pitching in relief of Todd Stottlemyre, but Ken Griffey Jr. comes through with a double off the wall in right center field. Dave Valley scores easily from 3rd base, and it's a 1-1 tie. Meanwhile, Kelly Gruber and Derek Bell playing pepper in the dugout, while just beside them is the relieved Todd Stottlemyre. Relieved because Bob McDonald came in, not relieved because the game's now tied. But in the 8th, it's untied. Roberto Alamar doubles to center field, and that enables the go-ahead run to cross the plate in the form of Manny Lee, 2-1 Blue Jays. And in the bottom of the 9th, it's time for the Terminator, Tom Henke, to come in to fight off the infamous Let's Do It Animal House Seattle psych job by the scoreboard. And indeed, with 2 outs in the 9th, Harold Reynolds flies out to end it. So Seattle falls to Toronto by a final of 2-1. Bob McDonald 2-0, Brian Holman 7-9, Tom Henke's 15th save.
Still on the disabled list with a shoulder injury, loosens up prior to Saturday's game in Seattle, although Steve still reported discomfort in the shoulder. Pat Tabler bats in the top of the 3rd with the bases loaded and the Jays trailing 1-0. Tabler for his career is .500 with 100 RBIs and 82 at-bats, but here he gets a break. Harold Reynolds 2 errors on the play as he can't handle the grounder and then muffs the throw. So on the play ball, Rene Gonzalez and Devon White score, and Toronto takes a 2-1 lead. But in the bottom of the 4th, Gonzalez repays the favor as he commits the error on this Reynolds ground ball. So what goes around comes around for the Mariners. Dave Valley comes in to score to tie the game at 2 apiece. Not much chance of one getting any raise in the night. especially indoors at the Kingdom. And in the bottom of the 6th with Jim Acker now in for the Blue Jays, replacing David Wells. Edgar Martinez hits the fly ball to right field. Joe Carter, not the most prolific outfielder, as here he makes the catch, but he loses the handle on the ball. Alonzo Powell comes in to score on the sac fly. Seattle takes a 3-2 lead. One more look at the catch by Joe Powell and the aborted throw. Now move to action in the top of the 9th with 2 men out. Rance Mullenix would single, and then it's Devon White up, and the count would run full on White, and he would triple off the right field wall. This off reliever Mike Jackson. So with 2 men out, the Jays would tie the score on the Devon White triple to score Rance Mullenix, and this game is tied at 3 apiece. And then on the top of the 10th with 1 man out, John Olerud, who played his college ball at nearby Washington State, hits a solo home run, his 9th of the year. This off reliever Russ Swan, and a large throng of Blue Jay fans on hand to cheer their team on, and the Jays take a 4-3 lead in the top of the 10th. Davis, the last out of the game, he's struck out by Tom Henke, who's now 16 saves in 16 appearances. The Jays win this one by the final of 4-3 in 10 innings. As Toronto, with a big come-from-behind victory with 2 outs in the 9th inning, they get the big triple from Devon White. And John Olerud, the Seattle native, with a home run in the 10th inning to win it for the Jays.
Guzman toweling off in the dugout before the start of the game today between the Mariners and the Blue Jays. Here in the top of the 1st inning, Joe Carter with a sacrifice fly into center field. Devon White tags up and scores. RBI number 59 for Carter. And the Blue Jays take a 1-0 lead. The John Olerud fan club in attendance this afternoon in the Kingdom, and he would not disappoint. Here in the top of the 2nd inning, he gets all of this Eric Hansen fastball and puts it into the seats in right field. Greg Myers also scores. Home run number 10 for Olerud. RBI number 28. And the Blue Jays extend their lead to 3-0. Still in the 2nd inning, Mookie Wilson will come up, and Wilson will hit a triple into the right field corner. This will bring home Rob Ducey, and the Blue Jays lead is at 4-0. All of these runs coming off starter Eric Hansen, and he would give up another one in the inning, as later on Devon White would step up to the plate, and he will lift a sacrifice fly into center field. Mookie Wilson on third base will tag up and score easily. RBI number 24 for White, and the Blue Jays lead is extended to 5-0. There wasn't much to get excited about today for the home team until the later innings, as most people would just rest up and wait for a Mariner rally. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Ken Griffey Jr. helps out a bit with a single into left center field. Edgar Martinez scores, RBI number 35 for Ken Griffey, and the Blue Jays lead is cut to 5-1. Still in the 6th inning, the Mariners will try to keep the rally going, but Juan Guzman, the starter for the Blue Jays, will strike out Jay Buhner to end the threat, as Guzman worked 8 innings, allowing just 1 run on 3 hits. Dwayne Ward would be brought in to pitch the 9th inning, and he would have a rough start, but a strong finish. First, he would give up a solo home run to Ken Griffey Jr., home run number 9, RBI number 36, and that cut the Toronto lead to 5-2. But Ward would strike out the side as he gets Alvin Davis to end it, as the Blue Jays win this one by a score of 5-2. Juan Guzman with the win, his record 3-2. Eric Hansen with the loss, his record drops to 4-4. The Blue Jays sweep the Mariners, and Toronto goes into the All-Star break with a 5.5 game lead in the American League East.